A big thank you to Soonwell for making this neon night portrait shoot happen. I had that in mind for quite a while now, and I was actually looking after some LED tubes, and funny thing, these LED tubes were actually in my shopping cart when they contacted me asking me if I wanted to review and test them. So I said yes, but I'm not sponsored in any means. I'm not paid for making this video. They just sent me the product, so I will give you my honest opinion. The first thing that absolutely blew my mind was when I unboxed those. They come in this little carrying pouch, which is really hard, and when you open it, you get everything you need to start making photos and videos. You get this. So obviously you get this LED tube. You also get this little tripod if you want to hold your tubes with a handle, or simply extend the legs and put it on a desk or anywhere else. It's really handy. You also get this little strap if you want to hang your tube, or simply also use it with a little security strap. You get your USB-C cable, and you also get this little thing here, which is a little connector, but I will talk about that a little bit later. So the build quality feels really premium. It's made out of metal. It weighs 500 grams. It's 35 centimeters long. On the back you also have a magnet if you want to, for example, just stick it to the bench right there, or on a C-stand. It works. Not the most powerful magnet. It slips a little bit, but once it's in position, it doesn't move. On both sides you have a 1/4-20 screw. So if you want to simply screw it on a tripod, for example, or your little mini tripod, or if you want to use this little thing that I just talked about, you can simply screw it and then attach a other LED tube to extend and have a bigger one, which is very, very clever. On one of the sides you also have your little USB-C connector to charge it. It supports quick charge 3.0. It's charged in around 2 or 3 hours, but if you're in a hurry, you can also attach it to a power bank and keep using it, which is also a very good thing. Speaking of power, the battery life lasts for around 3 hours, which is plenty of time to have fun with. Also worth mentioning, if you plan to shoot in the rain, or if you want to go scuba dive with the LED tubes, well, actually you can. They are IP68, which means that you can dive up to 1 meter for 30 minutes before it explodes and turn yourself into a human noodle. In terms of color accuracy, well, they are CRI 96+, TLCI 97+, which means that the color rendition is really good. In terms of color temperature, you have 2 modes: CCT that goes from 2600 up to 6000 Kelvin, and you have CCTS that goes from 1600 up to 20,000 Kelvin. On the back you have maybe the only thing I could complain about: the LED screen. The backlight isn't really powerful. It's sometimes difficult to see what you're doing, but it's also if you're using those tubes with the app, because these tubes also feature Bluetooth. The weird thing is that the app isn't branded Soonwell, it's called Lightpiece. It exists for iOS and Android. There's a link for the Android app on their website, and for iOS, it's simply in the App Store. So I'm gonna launch the app. It's called Lightpiece, like I mentioned. Once you are in the app, you can select your LED tubes. And as you can see, I have 2 LED tubes. One is just behind me and the other one is just next to me. I'm gonna select my LED tube. It's gonna connect, and as you can see, you have different things that you can change. First, you can play with your temperature. So here, it's 5000 Kelvin, but if I go here, the color temperature is changing. I'm gonna put it back to daylight. You have your HSI, so I'm gonna turn the power a little bit more, and then I simply can change the color of my light. Then you have your RGBW rings. So you can, let's say we are going to make some pink. So that's the pink, and the white circle is actually for the saturation. So if I put it at 0, this is completely pink, and you can see a nice little pink. You can also adjust the power, just like that. That's at full power, and that's totally dimmed. You also have other settings. You can save your settings also and have a memory. So that's my saved memory. The next one on the bottom is Sense, and here you have access to all the special effects. I'm gonna just turn it a little bit down because that's the explosion one. You have the fireworks. You can have a party. You have the famous cop car. So if I just put it here, I can simulate that I have a cop car just next to me, which would be weird in a office. The other thing that you have on the bottom is the pick color. So it's gonna open this little camera and I'm gonna look after something. So I just picked up this little design book by Aaron Dribbling, one of my masters in design, and it's a very colorful book. As you can see, we are going to pick one page. I'm going to take this page here, which is kind of blue. Let's turn the tube, let's say this, and changes to a yellowish tint. Maybe if I go closer to my skin, it's gonna be better. You can see that it changes the color when you pick it, which is a super awesome feature. It's not 100% accurate, but it's still useful if you see an image or a certain color somewhere and you want to match your tubes with that color. Well, actually you can by using this app, and maybe you can fine-tune a little bit after to be perfect. Another feature that I didn't see really mentioned anywhere else is that on the home page you also have a group tab, and if I turn this one on, you can create groups and connect two LED tubes together. And for example, I can go and put both of them to blue or red, and they change quite very quickly. Let's go for pink, and we will end with pink. So you can create some kind of mesh, some kind of network of different lights, and all control them from the app all together, which is super cool. So for someone like me who was actually looking for LED tubes, I have to say I'm pretty happy with these ones. I was actually considering buying them because they also are really cheap. They only cost 120 euros, 120 bucks. That's really cheap for the quality you get, for all the features you get. It's really impressive. And again, I'm not sponsored in any way. I just received those LED tubes. Like I mentioned, I was really going to buy them. They were in my cart for a while now. And the only thing I will do is put a Amazon affiliate link in the description below. So if you consider buying these LED tubes after this review and you want to support the channel, make sure to use the link that I will put in the description box. That's it for me. If you are enjoying this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, well, welcome, and make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. You will be a legend. And if you have any questions or you just want to share your opinion, well, make sure to use the comment section below. I will be there and I will answer and reply to any of your questions or feedback. And until the next one, like they say in my part of the world, à plus dans le bus.